Hello and very good morning. So we're on another disused railway walk today. I'm just outside Sheffield on the Blackburn Valley Trail, I think it's called, Blackburn Valley. And this was part of the old Great Central line. So it's not Blackburn in Lancashire, it's Blackburn in Sheffield. So I'm starting at Meadowhall, just got off the train at Meadowhall interchange, and I'm going to be running down to Chapeltown, possibly a bit further depending on how we get on. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, it'd mean the world to me if you'd hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notifications when I upload new videos. So let's have a look at the geography of where we're going to be walking today. So we're starting at Meadowhall at the bottom of the screen there, and the yellow line that you can see, that's the current railway that's open between Meadowhall and Barnsley. But we're going to be walking along that blue line, which follows the yellow line, and the blue line is the old Great Central line. So let's now have a closer look at the area around Meadowhall. As you can see, there's a labyrinth of other lines. There's old sidings and things going into steelworks and in industrial works. But you can still make out the yellow line there and the blue line that we're going to be walking on today. I have very vague memories of coming here when I was about 11, 12 with my mum and dad. I'm sure there was some kind of old yard full of sort of old diesel engines. It was some kind of preserved railway. But memories are really hazy about it, to be honest. But it was just kind of around just outside Meadowhall, just after you've come past where the Travelodge is now. So we're just leaving Meadowhall, or the Meadowhall area. It's a lovely, look at that, lovely surface. Lovely new surface tarmac. It's great for cyclists. So we're just about to come up to the first of four former stations on this short stretch. So this was the former Meadow Hall and Wincobank station. So it looks like it's a private residence now. Yeah, so that station, I think it was opened as Meadow Hall, 2 words. So that's not one word like we know today, it was 2 words, Meadow Hall. And it renamed to Wincobank and Meadow Hall in 1899. So this is a completely new stretch of disused line for me. I've never been around here, I'm not familiar with the area very much. We're finding more of these signal posts. Now we saw these on the Great Central down my way, down near Kilmarsh and Rother Valley Country Park. So I'm going to keep my eye out as normal just for things that I see kind of left on the side of the path. Just going over the brook. We've got just over on the other side of the fence, there's the former steelworks. Obviously abandoned now, it's just wasteland, but looks like there's some more bridges just going across the brook there. That's what was the steelworks. So just a bit of history about the line that we're walking on today. So the old Great Central Railway that went off from Meadowhall, it branched off a few directions from there, that went up towards to Barnsley, I suppose, and ultimately joined up with the other Great Central branch over there that went on to Woodhead. And it opened in the 1850s, but it ceased passengers in the 1950s, when a lot of the Great Central lines did close due to kind of poor usage. But this particular line was still kind of used for freight until the M1, which it crosses further up around Birdwell, that severed any through traffic on the line. But I think this section we're on at the moment, I think that continued some of the kind of old industry and coke works until around the early 1980s. so it's not been closed that long in the grand scheme of things. So we're just going past the crane yard. If you're familiar with the M1, when you go past Sheffield on the M1, you'll see these cranes from the carriageway there. I think they also starred in an episode of Doctor Who as well. So as usual, I'm spending more time stopping and looking for things rather than running. So we've got an old footbridge here that would have gone over the bottom of the steelworks. So this is all just abandoned land now. We've got a telegraph pole chopped down. Yeah, so that's the current line out to Chapeltown and Barnsley that's still in use, so it follows, pretty much duplicates this line. So lots to see so far. There's a lot of little snippets off the main path to go and explore. I've just been having a look around the wasteland there. There's an opening into it. It's kind of just huge expanse of just kind of concrete and just rubble everywhere. But I can't really see anything related to the railways. So we're just coming up to our second disused station now. This was Grange Lane, so it closed at the same time as Meadow Hall and Wincobank in the 1950s. We've still got a little bit of this station left. I think the house is now residential property. The station building is residential property, should I say. And we've got an old level crossing as well that gets us across Grange Lane. So that's the old station house. There's actually a sign on the front by the front door as well. And obviously we've got a mound here. I'm assuming underneath all this growth is some kind of platform. Both sides. There we go. Amongst the nettles. We've got a platform edge there. So we've got this old photo of Grange Lane station. You can see there's a signal box there, and you can make out the level crossing at the end of the platforms. And just behind the signal box, you can see just peeking out is that old station house that we've just walked past. poles attached to the side of the bridge. It's a lovely bridge, that the archwork inside. Same at this side as well. So we're just coming into ECCLESFIELD now. I can see kind of village off to the left hand side there. There were two stations in ECCLESFIELD. There was ECCLESFIELD East on this line and ECCLESFIELD West on the Midland line. Now, by the looks of things, from where we are in relation to ECCLESFIELD, none of them were kind of near the village. But it's just another example of that duplication of kind of side-by-side stations on side-by-side lines, pretty much going the same way. I think what we're looking at on the right-hand side here is the remains of the ECCLESFIELD East station. Now, it's quite disappointing. Somebody did tell me before I came here that this was being fenced off. So I'd like to have kind of got in there for a look round, because there's nothing left of the station. There's some platform edges I can see there in the undergrowth, but we'll see if we can get in and have a closer look. Just put you over the fence. It's probably a better idea. So there's a huge pile of concrete sleepers there, and in the distance I can see the other side of the yard. Yeah, I've had a look around the other side, and they've kind of piled bricks up. It's trying to deter people from getting in. You could probably scramble over, but it looks like they're making an effort to keep people out of there, so I'm not going to go trespassing. Just come down for a closer look at this bridge. So this is Loitcher Lane. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. But it does look like the bridge was once grander than it is today. So anyway, that's ECCLESFIELD, and we're going to press on now up towards Chapeltown. So I think we lose the trail, or the old line, for a short while now. So we've got a choice of either going left or right. This was the former site of the Smithy Wood Colliery. So by the looks of things, I've chosen the path that comes over the top, the steep way. But we're just overlooking ECCLESFIELD in that direction. I can see the church straight in front, and then panning round, we've got the little town of Chapeltown, which is where we're heading now. So we're back on the trail, back on the old Disused line now. So it sort of come from that direction, and there we go, straight on. I think we've actually climbed up quite a bit in that last section since that last bridge. We're right over the town of Chapeltown now. Just through the trees. We're still following the old line. It has been a bit undulating, but we're still kind of following the old fence posts. So it looks like the trail goes onto this housing estate now. So that's the entrance to the old station. It's now a private residence, but more on that in a few minutes. Hesley Wood, I had no idea that's where we were. We used to come here, we score. So I'm just gonna drive across the road. We're gonna go into these woods. We're gonna go see if we can find anything of the old line in this wood. So this is Parking Woods. So let's have a closer look at a map of the town of Chapeltown. So as you can see, another busy place in terms of old railway lines. You can see there on the labels, we've got the Chapeltown and Thorncliffe Central Station that we're going to go and have a look at in a moment. Also called Chapeltown Central. And I've highlighted where we are as well in Parking Wood. And you can see as well there, you can see the other station, which is the currently open station in Chapeltown, and that used to be called Chapeltown South. Obviously it's just called Chapeltown these days. Oh, got a bit of a dab on. It's coming up that hill then. So I'm just in Parking Wood, and I'm just scouting around. There's lots of things in here. I don't know what these ruins and things are. But so yeah, just having a look through these woods. So the old Chapeltown station, or Chapeltown and Thorncliffe as it was also known at one stage, is it's now a private residence. I have a few rules when I make these videos, in that I don't trespass, I don't kind of go onto private land without permission, etc. I don't go any kind of restricted railway land or anything like that you're not supposed to. So I'm not going to be poking my camera into somebody's residence, but I'm sure we can get closer with that. See, somebody kind of piled these rocks up here, these trees up here, just to stop people going down. I do suspect that is the case, because they've gone to it's quite a bit of effort to keep you out of that land. So lurking around in the bushes around someone's house, also probably not a very good idea when you're wearing a bright orange shirt. But I do have some photographs off the auctioneer's website when it was the station was last sold, so I'll put them on screen. So like ECCLESFIELD, it was one of two stations. So there's the main Chapeltown station that's still actually open. I'm going to get the train back from there back home, and this one, Chapeltown and Thorncliffe. We've still got some of the platforms there, I can see. Again, they've kind of trying to stop you getting down there. It's somebody's land, rightly so. There we go, that's the old platforms. Again, like the other stations on the line, this closed to passengers in the 1950s. A drainage hole down there as well. And look at this old relic. We've got a semaphore signal gantry still in place. So that's the track bed. And off that way. Oh, fantastic. So this one's got a date as well then, 20th of January 1936. Just like that one down at Kilmarsh that I found, that also had a date printed onto it. So this looks like it's as far as the track bed goes that you can without trespassing. It's kind of fenced off there, big steel fence. I can see gas canisters and all sorts the other side, so that's obviously somebody's industrial yard now. So I think that's as far as we'll go today. Maybe we could explore down further on towards Birdwell on another day perhaps. So I've just put the camera away and just come across these old things on my way out of the wood. So this was Thorncliffe Colliery sidings, I do believe. So we've got some kind of loading platform here or something. Lots of old railway sleepers. But I'm gonna head. I'm just gonna run back down to Chapeltown station now, the one that's still open, and get the train back home. So thanks for watching. Something different today, quite interesting because it's a first time for me down here. Not really familiar with the north side of Sheffield, this side. So yeah, thanks for watching and take care, and I'll see you again soon.